not that big a deal for me.
I know who drew this. I know who drew this. Hermit the Frog here, and today we're going over my favorite new book, my autobiography, Digging in the Swine. I'm gonna make some piggies squeal. REACTCEPTION. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the awesome people over at Chicago Reacts, they came to us with a request for a reaction to their reaction. So I figured, hey, might as well watch something that we've seen before. You know, we watched the Failure of Fyre Festival by Internet Historian, and just like the sheer amount of like tomfoolery that existed with that.
I was gonna say, it's REACTCEPTION. Is like, instead of the top spinning, is it like if the Renegades are still talking, then you're probably still in a dream, but that's just their normal videos. So.
You ain't kidding. Yeah, we just can't stop ourselves sometimes.
We don't really have any gauge to go off of for this kind of thing.
Not really. We're in uncharted territory. I mean, and it's not like we're reacting to our own stuff where I can just be like, ha ha, I remember doing that. Ha ha, so young and dumb. Instead, I'm sitting here and I'm watching, Chicago reacts, and I gotta be honest, there's I've seen some of their videos, and they're very genuine individuals, and also they're doing a reaction to The Offer as well, which that's excuse me. Thank you. Don't know where that came from. I was gonna say I took my allergy medication. So for all intents and purposes, Chicago Reacts basically reached out to us and just like, hey, we saw The Offer, and dear Lord, man, what is wrong with me?
I don't know. You seem to sneeze every time you say The Offer.
It's almost like I want people to check it out. Yeah. So
you're allergic to your own short film.
Yes, I am. Which, just
it's not a good sign.
which we are now officially in pre-production for the second part that takes place after The Offer. Which, for those from Chicago Reacts, we heard that the people who reacted to The Offer were very interested. It was actually people who had previously watched some.
You almost did it again.
Yeah, I almost did it again. Had watched.
Last time you edited it out when you.
Watched some content that dealt with The Offer that was related to The Offer. So yeah, I'm excited to see what everyone else. I'm excited to see what they have to say, and I'm excited to tell them that we are officially in pre-production of the second part, and hopefully we will start filming it here in the next couple months.
It's basically when we came up with the idea to like reveal what it was about at the end in like a sort of subtle way that only people that were familiar with that would immediately get. I've been waiting. I just want to see one person be like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yes, I'm waiting for that too. Because here's the thing. I'm really
hoping that might happen in their reaction.
I'm hoping so too, and that's why there's other people out there who I've reached out to who have experience with the material. Or
at least
that we're
somebody
referencing. Yeah,
like, something. Oh, I know what that is.
I know that.
That's the beep link.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got it.
I just edited myself without you.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Editing. Post-production Nate is happy for that. Yeah. So, okay. The Failure of Fyre Festival by Internet Historian. First time reactions. Again, REACTCEPTION, y'all. A reaction to our reaction of a reaction. It's actually just a reaction to a reaction.
A reaction to a reaction of a video that we have previously done a reaction.
Done a reaction. Yeah. Okay. So it's almost 3 layers. Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this up on screen. This is the Failure of Fyre Festival by Internet Historian. First time reactions by Chicago React. Here we go.
That was a mouthful.
Chicago.
Hi, welcome to Chicago Reacts. I am Kelsey. I am a voice actor and digital artist living in Chicago. And today I will be reacting to the Failure of Fyre Festival by Internet Historian.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, Nick's trying to get a British short hair, and he wants a little floofy boy or girl, whichever. And he'll be heading up to Chicago way to.
There's a British short hair cattery in Chicago.
Dorian. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. I have to say, I'm so excited about this one. Boo me all you want. I know that Firefest is a big thing.
It was. And
that many people made documentaries about it. I still don't know what it is.
That's fine.
I'm going to learn
That's
today.
fine. A lot of people don't.
Cool.
I didn't until we
let's
watched
maybe
Internet
learn
Stories
together.
video.
Yeah. Also, the microphone she's using, that's an AT 2020. That's the one I got here.
Behave yourselves.
I can only promise to do so much.
Hi there. You're probably wondering how I got this town. Well, let me tell you the story. It begins with a man by the name of Billy McFarland. Billy was a good boy. At 22, he had dreams of becoming a super wealthy entrepreneur, dropping out of college to start a business called Magnesis. Over the years, he managed to network with some powerful people. One of them was Ja Rule. Translated from German, I believe it means, yes, rule. For the drinks he pitched an idea. Mr. Rule, he said, I have a brilliant idea.
Like, word, like, yo, what happened? I'm like, yo, this thing too wild, fucking fish.
Precisely. Great minds think alike. It will be...
I'm obsessed with the fact that this is, for some reason, taking place in the Castaway universe.
2 weeks of absolute luxury
Yeah.
in the Bahamas.
You'll see why.
Thoughts?
Promotion
Yeah, it's a
began in
fan
late
fiction.
2016. Fyre promised beaches, ladies, gourmet food, luxury villas. Hosted on a private island in the Bahamas called Fyre Cay, once owned by Pablo Escobar.
No.
VIP tickets
It was
up
owned
to
by-
$250,000.
Is that a reference to the DashCon ball pit?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
See you, internet historian.
Hey, she gets that.
Major Laser, a steel drum.
One steel
Welcome
drum.
to
That sold me.
Fyre
Yeah.
Festival. The best 2 damn weeks of your life. I bought my ticket immediately. The day arrives. About 5,000 people are making their way directly from Miami Airport, and there are huge delays to get to Fyre Cay. Although I shouldn't say Fyre Cay, because it doesn't exist.
Yep.
In the
No!
marketing, they referenced this island, which is actually Norman's Cay, run by George Jung, not Pablo, by the way. But that doesn't matter because we're not going there either. We're going to Great Exuma. Private island? Forget that. Population? 7,000. In fact, we're basically in the parking lot of a sandals resort. In the end, only about 500 of us make it to the island.
This
The
is
remaining
hilarious.
customers' flights are
No
cancelled.
way.
You're about to see why. We're hauled onto a school bus and taken to the site, a gravel lot with a bunch of FEMA tents. Remember those promises of luxurious villas? Pranked ya. Enjoy your stay, and don't forget your complimentary cup of UNICEF rice. Once there, no one knows whose tent belongs to whom, so staff try getting everyone into a line. Then they abandon that idea and tell everyone it's a free-for-all.
That sucks.
Expecting a party, this guy took all of his drugs on the flight over. He's the only one
pretty
having any
fucked.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I admire him. He was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But I didn't spend all this money for nothing. Let's try. And then everyone shut him down. You go, guy. One guy in blue shorts.
The random.
I like your
Random
style.
dude in blue shorts.
Everyone else is
glass half
grumpy
full,
because it's been
glass
5
half full
hours
kind of dude.
and
Yeah.
there's no food.
No.
In lieu of food,
There's also a 2010 Oscar the Grouch snapback, which is even worse.
they started handing out tons of free tequila. This only exacerbates problems.
Yeah, it's
Once
hot
the food does
out.
arrive, it's just as delectable as promised, though. Gourmet craft single there. A few hours later, bags
That's it.
arrive on a shipping container.
got
It was
craft
getting
and you
dark
got
and there was no
Velveeta.
lighting.
So everybody's walking around with their cell phones trying to look for their luggage.
Plenty of people had their luggage stolen. But don't worry, if you have any
course.
valuables, the festival advertised top-notch security. Here it is. But no one told guests they had to provide their own lock. There were rumors
No.
of muggings by the locals.
I heard rumors of feral dogs.
A tent supposedly caught fire. The closest beach has a rampant shark problem.
No.
Staff don't have any uniforms or walkie-talkies, so no one knows who's in charge, and the people who are in charge can't talk to
Chaos.
each other.
Absolute
Here's the bathroom.
anarchy.
Many staff quit
Beautiful.
after only a couple of hours.
Yeah.
For the few customers
I would
who are willing
too.
to
Get
just
out of
make
there.
the most.
Get out of there and then like take a bus somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
And just like stay at a resort for a few days before going home. Make the most
No.
out of that.
Yeah, that's
Get
the
out.
unfortunate
Get out when
thing.
you see the signs.
That-
If your
But
luggage has been
music,
stolen
they
and
had
you
some
got
bad
no
news,
money, what
too.
you gonna do? You
Well,
know?
not only that, but we later find out that it's peak season for the resorts, and they're all booked solid.
Yeah.
All of the major musical acts pulled out.
Lil Yachty.
In fact, Major Lazer wasn't
course
even
they did.
confirmed to go in the first place. The event was promoted as cashless, so all people had were these useless Disney bucks on their Fyre band, which meant they couldn't buy anything or catch a cab if they were stranded. And even with only 500 people, there are too few tents and beds, so everyone is just stealing each other's. And for any of you thinking you could just escape to the sandals, bad luck. It's peak season and they are absolutely
No.
full. People are
Okay,
reaching
scratch
out to
my
the agency
plan.
for help. After a few
It's
hours,
okay.
most people chose to go
I
back
thought
to
the same thing
airport,
too.
and the rest were forced back home when the Bahamian government stepped in. The festival was closed.
Good. They're like,
But the
get out of
exodus from
here.
the island made
No.
its own problem.
This is stupid.
Guests spent hours dehydrated and hung over in a hot building. Why staff locked
Tequila.
the door isn't entirely known. But one girl fainted
They do
before they were
that.
finally reopened. Everyone gets home, and that was the end of it. Except for me. I was rescuing someone, helping them out, and I got lost in the woods. Anyway, back at home, the shitstorm on social media was just ramping up.
Yeah.
The Reddit R Fyre Festival was
Sure.
created, and it
She's
Just
scanning.
ate my first human. Oh, it's a shit post. Well, this is all shit posts.
Well, because here's the thing. When Fyre Festival started, at first it was nothing but shit posts because it was people who were just talking shit about the festival and how horrible it was. But then when people actually gave statements of how horrible the festival was when they got there, yeah, I mean, sheesh.
And the festival itself was kind of a shit post if you think about it.
Which is why Billy McFarland specifically is in big trouble because of it.
Also, like how she paused. And
What's
then you
that
paused.
thread?
started documenting.
Oh yeah,
everything that
I'm
I'm pausing her
suspicious.
pausing.
It's also
People were
pauseception.
circulating
I will
fake
not be
tweet by
paused.
Barbara.
I will not
The
be
whole thing was
paused.
a social experiment.
I am the pauser.
Some wholesome festival news there.
Oh, there's the ball
Yeah.
pit.
Into a marketing
ball
case
pit.
study of what not to do. In response, Fyre started serving cease and desist letters
Of
to stop
course.
people from saying mean things about them.
No, stop being
Mr.
mean
Rule
about
released
me.
an official statement
Scamming
online,
everyone.
both apologizing and saying that it's not his fault. Interestingly, he wasn't even on the island at the time. He was giving a concert in Chicago.
Hey.
Although, to their credit, they offer everyone a full refund. Or, you could always let it ride and opt in for tickets to 2018.
Shut up. Yeah, just let it ride.
Nah, not gonna let it ride. No.
Meanwhile, Billy is on full damage control.
Yeah,
He claims
yeah.
that a storm came in
Better
the night
be.
before and changed all of the marketing into lies.
We got to a point that we were
Hate
very
when that
excited
happens.
about on Wednesday night with how the two sites looked, and we got hit by a big storm.
But the apologies weren't enough.
Nope.
A few days later, and the first
Dumb.
lawsuit was served.
Attorney Ben Mysalis doesn't think it's funny. He's filed a $100 million class action lawsuit against the organizers.
Then another suit. Then
Yeah.
7 more. Then
Yeah.
the feds got involved, claiming Billy had committed wire fraud.
And he
serious
did.
charges with serious
Ooh.
prison time. More on that later. But first, right now, let's go into the history.
I love
of
that was
Fyre
in there.
Festival.
Oh my.
The marketing was clever. To get the word out, they got in touch with about 400 influencers, Instagram
Sure.
celebrities, and they offered them VIP tickets or cash to promote the event. They even managed to get Kendall Jenner to post about it. Rumor has it she was paid $250,000
Yeah.
for this post.
I don't doubt that.
Their marketing worked though. The festival sold out. So how did
Why are you gonna spend all your money? Why are you gonna spend all your money on
Do that one.
marketing when you could be spending that, like making the festival real?
because
Go so
because
wrong.
influencing
Let's start with
apparently
the
is
money. During
more
the planning
important
process, a
than
consultant
actual
came in
planning.
and said the festival would cost $50
I'm leaning
million
more towards the
and
scam angle on that kind of thing.
Well, I don't doubt
It's
that.
like we could just spend a lot of money
Well-
to make this look like it's going to be a really cool thing, and then just kind of
Well, I would say
fuck
that,
the
but
people who
also,
sign up for it.
I
and
would
take
say
their
that
money.
I would say that, but also here's the other thing about Fyre Festival is that I do legitimately think Billy wanted to make a big festival, but at the same time he wanted to do it too fast. He didn't want to wait. You see,
I just don't understand how you have that many artists supposedly booked, and then every single one cancels.
because I
Unless
guarantee you,
definitely like
because I
were
guarantee you, the
basically not
very
even
moment that
planning it
they
to start with.
they started getting the money from the people who were paying, they realized, oh crap, we can't afford to pay all these artists. Okay, let's cut out the ones who cost the least. If we have at least like 4 or 5 headliners, and then like a bunch of smaller ones, we'll still be all right. But instead, it's just so poorly organized, so poorly planned. Billy McFarland, once again, the dude's a college dropout, and you expect the man to be able to like run a business. I mean, he formed a credit card company. I could go tomorrow and form a credit card company if I wanted to. That doesn't mean he knows what the hell he's doing. Like everyone who tries to pretend that Billy McFarland is a genius, he's not. He's a fucking crook.
require another year of organization.
They should have planned this 2 whole years out.
This is after they made all the promises, and they had nothing near that amount. So they started cutting expenses way back. Remember those luxury villas? They were going to cost $10 million alone. So they scrapped them.
So much of the budget.
Now everyone gets a tent.
Why does it go from 100 to 0 though? Surely there was an in between they could have figured out.
Deposits for the band?
It smells like last minute to me.
It does. It is.
Food,
Nickelback
infrastructure, staff, all were cut back. But, you may ask, how did they have so little cash if they sold out? It's the price. It was way too low. Now wait a minute, up to $250,000 a ticket is too low. In fact, on social media, people were so merciless.
Tents are burning. Somebody raided the bar. There's no more free tequila.
And unsympathetic towards the guests because they thought it was a bunch of rich kids paying for tickets with a starting price of $12,000. And you can thank fake news for that assumption. You see that number repeated everywhere. But actually, very few were paying even close to that amount. The standard price was around $1,200.
Oh, well, there you go.
Which, if you think
That's
about
nothing.
2 weeks in the Bahamas with practically all of your expenses taken care of, that's pretty bloody good. In fact, some tickets were as low as $500.
6 months ago, got together and got the early bird special for about $500, and this covered food, transportation, ticket, and somewhere to sleep.
How on earth were they going to break even with that?
Minecraft
They weren't.
version of him.
And on the flip side, there's no,
no wonder
proof
people
whatsoever
jumped
that
on that.
anyone purchased a
I would be like, I could afford $500 for them to fly me down and feed me and like have a vacation basically and see some bands. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
It's like that's the price of my PlayStation 5. I can afford that. Like,
Yeah, that's easy. But that's not the case.
So
Why would you? No matter how much money you have, why would you if they're like, oh, but standard tickets are only like $1,200? Why I would if I had that money, I would just like invite like a bunch of people. Like why? I'm not good at math, but you could
Me either.
you could just have so many of your friends go with you rather than being alone and spending $250,000. Of course people were doing that.
basically, they're stuffed. Billy has to start taking tough short-term loans just to keep afloat. Which, by the way, is why they did the Fyre bans. It was to raise cash. It's reported that up to $2 million in Firebucks in-game currency was spent in the lead up to the event. But this wasn't even close to enough. Practically broke, and with the event only a few weeks away, the more experienced staff suggested postponing. But thanks to those short-term loans, he couldn't. So he insisted on...
I wonder what this man thinks of all of this collection of funny little photoshops of himself in this video.
He probably hates it. He probably wants to sue internet historian for saying mean stuff about him.
Or he's not even seeing this video.
How was the Fyre Festival?
Oh, she's laughing. Yikes.
So, Billy and Jar are in some serious trouble. But
I'll say.
let's please have one failed festival that has a sequel.
No.
Well, Billy is out on $300,000 bail. His assets were frozen as at May 18th. He dropped his expensive attorneys. He's selling his property in New York. He tried to sell Magnesis for $150,000, but it was cancelled for being fraudulent. Massively in debt and with no hope of paying
Buddy.
Fyre went into involuntary bankruptcy.
Buddy.
And that
Just
is
plan
the end
well.
of Fyre Festival. I'll keep you posted about whether Billy is going to jail. So long, Fyre Festival. You were too beautiful for this world. And as for me, well, it's time to go home.
Oh, there he goes. On his little tiny raft.
Made of coolers and cardboard.
Ja Rule on the side?
And he's dead.
Sorry, bud. Our home will always be Firefest.
Firefest, yes.
That is wild.
Yes.
It sucks. I honestly think, though, I heard so much about it that it blew up in with my associations. I thought it was going to be a little crazier, but it's still like so crazy.
Well,
also the weird.
Well, Internet Historian went into a bit of depth on it. There's a full documentary about Fyre Festival that goes into like the video collected by the people who were there at the time.
Probably a lot more personal accounts of just shitty things that went down that only a few people experienced. Some of the shittiness that was going on.
And honestly, to me, that I would say that to me is like would be the one to watch for like the full spectrum of it. Plus, he's done follow-ups on this on the Incognito channel, and
maybe
yeah, it's okay. It happens. I mean, we all have our notification things that we're all embarrassed of.
I'm not embarrassed of it. I just usually try to turn it on vibrate when I record videos.
I hear you.
If I was embarrassed about it, I wouldn't have it as my notification.
I'm joking, dude. I'm joking. Come on. But anyway, yeah, that's the whole thing with Fyre Festival, man. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible from like beginning to end, and Billy McFarland had no business or any no reason to be putting that festival together. Again, dude, just a lot of problems.
Doofus should have done a regular fucking music festival.
Okay.
Stateside first before trying to do something like that.
Yeah, he should have done Fyre Festival, Fyre Festival USA, and then Fyre Festival Bahamas.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: if you do Fyre Festival here in the U.S., you could easily hold it down in Florida. You could easily hold it down in somewhere that's got beaches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And and basically just
dude, and I've stayed in a quote unquote luxury resort around here. They're not that expensive if you aren't trying to get them in the Bahamas,
So I don't know what the So the starting price was $1,200, and if you would get all 5,000 people to pay that times 5, oh for God's sakes, 1,200 times 5,000, you'd have $6 million at your disposal to play with.
I'm sure you could.
Stateside, that's good. Stateside, you can do a lot with that.
As long as you're not booking any super mainstream artists, or if you're getting Ja Rule to get artists that he's friends with to do it for cheaper than they would normally do it.
So
then you probably would not go through $6 million setting up a festival.
No, you wouldn't. So here's the thing. If I were Billy, I would have made the main price, the main entry price, $5,000, and instead of 5,000 people, I would have gotten 10,000 people to try and pay it, and there, you can pay for it with that.
5,000 is still a steep fucking price for a festival.
It is, but 2 weeks luxury paid villas in the Bahamas, like, it's your vacation, dude. Like, saving up $5,000 for a vacation. I think there's plenty enough people here in the States that have that kind of money at their disposal. Maybe not people like you or me, but, you know.
So I'm wondering, though, I mean, even then it would have probably worked. Cause, like, that resort was supposedly $10 million.
Well, I know.
To house that
no,
many people.
because
So
they stated that the overall price was $50 million.
I wonder if it would have doubled if you doubled the amount of people.
No.
But.
No, I mean, because for the people, I would say, I don't know, maybe. But again, I think your idea of holding one stateside and then holding one in the Bahamas would have been a much easier thing to do.
I mean, just stateside a few times and then maybe build up to a Bahamas one later once you definitely have the money established.
Maybe.
Like
let's hear what her final thoughts are.
This part of it is like it doesn't seem like it was intended to be a scam, even though there was like seemingly fraud everywhere and there were lies. It just seems like he didn't know how to plan things. It was like, I'm right. I'm doing what I want. And then he sucked at planning and everyone's like, well, lo and behold, it didn't work out.
No.
That's so crazy.
It's hard to tell.
Glad. I don't think I would have gone. Don't think I would have dropped $1,200 on a ticket, but glad I didn't. Thank you so much for joining us for this wild Fyre Festival ride. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, Leah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't try to go to something like that either. That would fucking blow.
Yeah, I would.
I will give them a like and subscribe, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm leaving a like on that, and yeah, here we go. Yeah, I've already subbed, so there you go. But all right, so Chicago reacts, and I'll say this for what they have right now. I mean, yeah, they got a good crew, like, of just different people to come in and react to stuff, and I think building up a good repertoire of different people, I think makes everything just like, it just makes everything more interesting on this channel. And yeah, I'd watched Chicago Reacts before, but yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen anything with Kelsey in it, and you know, she's very genuine. I get a very like genuine feel from her like responses, and
like she reminds me a little bit of Nikki, actually.
Kind of like a.
If y'all don't know who I'm talking
I was going
about,
to say like
Chad,
a more brunette
Renegade
Nikki.
Here,
she's a more brunette style Nikki, because
he has his own channel where him and his girlfriend Nikki
react to stuff.
And
which, you know, if you want to see Chad's channel, I mean, they call me Hat Guy. That's what it's called. And
Uncle Roger reaction.
Uncle Roger, yeah, Uncle Roger. Hiya. Why you have to? It's like, why you have to hate MSG? MSG is good for you. Make you strong.
Add flavor.
God. So I loved this. I mean, it's good to go back and watch stuff again. You know,
apparently this was not a recent video. They did. Someone has to search specifically for that one.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's June 6th of this year. It's 3 months ago.
Okay, yeah, and they put out videos often. So.
Oh yeah, they have over 500 videos on their channel, so they're doing good. They built up a pretty good following.
Looks like they've done a bunch of internet historian too.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's because I think they operate on the same basis as us. They take requests.
Oh, she did Brad's wife as well.
I'll have to watch that one. But again, everyone,
Brad's wife her job back.
God have mercy. That friggin' insane thing. Yeah. So. Insane, like, whole story with Brad's wife. Damn. So again, Chicago Reacts doing their thing, and I enjoyed this. I enjoyed getting Kelsey's perspective on things, and I want to see more. So maybe in the future. It has
been liked.
Yeah,
there you go. Like
5.5 minutes. Yeah, there you go. Nick spent the entire time looking for this video just to give it a like. So again, everyone, thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out Chicago Reacts. Chicago Reacts, thank you for checking out the offer. Cannot wait to see what you all think of it. And I guess for now, everyone, that's going to do it. This was, once again, Chicago Reacts. And if you want to see more from them, feel free to click their name in the title of the video. And if you want to see more from us, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to stay notified. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
We'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.